The New York Mets agree on a deal, and I think when you look at this, both sides kind of got what they want, so you had two sides that caved in this situation. Boom, Stradamus, we bound
radio talk show host at WFAN.
Yeah, good morning. How are you?
Well, good morning. I wish it would have happened last Friday. I don't know what happened, why it didn't happen last Friday. I wish I'll get into the weeds with that with somebody that I spoke to, but I'm not sure, but I'm happy. As a Met fan, I'm happy. That's all I care about. I'm happy. I wanted to see him in the lineup this year with Juan Soto, Francisco Lindor. I wanted to run it back, and we added a couple pieces to this team. I don't know whether this team's good enough to get over the Dodger hump, and they'll deal with the Braves and the Phillies. There'll be massive games. Games will be sold out now. Met fans should be really, really happy this morning. And you're right. The contract is such that, I guess it's a fair reflection as to who Pete is for us as Met fans and who he was last year as a player. So it's a meeting in the middle is what it is. And I think there were some tweaks that had to be done maybe earlier this week. I'm not sure. But I never lost the feeling that he was not going to be a Met. Like, in other words, last Friday Thursday night when I felt that and when I was told what I was told, I said he's going to be a Met no matter what. How it was going to get done, that I didn't know. And I will just say that as a Met fan and as somebody who is really looking forward to this baseball season now, with this lineup, I am stoked. I don't care about predictions. I don't care about what anybody thinks I said or didn't say, or I don't care about that. All I care about as a Met fan is that he's in the lineup. I wanted to see this, and I'm so glad for him that he decided to do it this way and to be a part of the Mets. So I'm one of the 80% of Met fans who is stoked this morning. I am happy. I don't give a crap what anybody says about anything. My team has got a full complementary of players, and I am really happy about that.
So my language that I was using the other day about the caving that didn't nix this deal.
You cannot.
That didn't nix the deal because you said it was going to nix the deal when I used that it would be my fault if they didn't sign. So I guess you were wrong about that.
Well, when I said what I said Thursday night, I fully expected something to happen on Friday. And then, again,
all right, so I'm wrong.
I don't want to get into what you said and the negativity that you brought on
so
Friday. I don't want to get into that. But you are not going to make
You got to give me credit and say that the caving part of this did not nix the deal because you said that it was going to, people were going to hear that, and this thing was going to go south because of that, and it didn't. So I want an apology.
I'm not giving you an
apology. I'm sorry. I'm sitting here having your back the whole time. The whole time having your back on Monday morning, killing people for their headlines.
I don't care about that.
You don't care about me having your back?
No, I don't care about the headline. One headline. Like I care about. The one thing I will say, and this is where what you did for me, meant a lot to me, is that you did point out that not one baseball insider refuted what I was saying. Because they knew I was close. I was right there. And but then again, it's not about me. What it is, it's about the Mets.
For me, it's about you. It's more interesting when you're involved. You know what I'm saying?
I understand, but I'm just telling you. So I now could go back and I can say to my trusted source that I do trust you because I screamed at that source.
Oh, did you?
Oh yeah. Let this person have it. And I said, "Are you?" And he goes, "No, just hang in there, stay with it. Everything will be fine." I said, "Okay, all right." I'm going to stay with it, and that's why I told you yesterday. I said I still am 100% behind Pete Alonso signing with the Mets, and sure enough, it happened last night. And people tend to forget that, Scott Boris's office and, the gaggle of people that he works with about 100, I think, in Boris Industries, I think it's called, out there in Newport Beach, California, is 3 hours behind us. So that's why some of these things tend to happen a little bit later than they normally would, is because of where his offices are. And I would just say that it's a great morning to be a Met fan. That's what I'm most.
Yeah.
I'm satisfied that, yes, I was somewhat right that he was getting ready to sign. I'm really happy this morning that he did sign, and I'm really happy for my team. I mean, I'm telling you right now, as a Met fan, I can't remember the last offseason, maybe coming off of the World Series, but the last offseason that I was this jacked up about looking forward to the season starting.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely up there, and I don't want to think about the other years that I was jacked up in an offseason because a lot of those didn't work out with free agents or, coming off a playoff run, but I agree with you. This one with Soto, now Alonso coming back, and there's two parts of this. There's the immediate, which you're talking about, which is Pete is back for next year, guaranteed. He got a lot of money in that first year, $30 million. He's got to be satisfied with that. And then also there's the second part of this, which is if he has a great season and everything works out and he looks healthy and plays another 162 and has a great year, he could opt out and the Mets could decide to keep him. And if not, he could opt out and the Mets could go get Vlad Guerrero Jr.
Exactly. It's a meeting. It's a halfway meeting of everybody. So it's another prove it year for him, but he's being paid for what he has done for the Mets. They're paying him and incentivizing him with this type of contract to hopefully go out and hit 50 home runs. I mean, it's all there for him now. I mean, the lineup is there. He's got protection in the lineup. I mean, Vientos should take the next step. I mean, come on, this is great. This is awesome news this morning. I don't want to be. There's nothing negative about it. I don't want to hear any crap. It's not my money that Steve Cohen is signing, but yet again, Steve Cohen has stepped up to the plate and got this guy for us to sign a contract. And I can't say enough about the ownership that tries to do the right thing and tries to bring together a group of guys that they can win with and keep the fans happy at the same time. It's not usual that it happens this way.
No, and it's also not usual that you look at something like this that went on for months and months and months and became public and the owners talking about it at the Amazing Fest, where you look at it and say, this is a good deal for both sides. Both sides really did get what they wanted, which was the Mets did not want a really long-term deal with Pete Alonso. They wanted him back this year. That was clear. Pete Alonso didn't want to sign a long-term deal where he was coming off a terrible year. He wanted a year with Juan Soto in the lineup, and obviously you would imagine that's going to help him. So then he can opt out next year, hit free agency, and then maybe get a big contract. So, I mean, both sides are happy with this. And I don't want to, during the season, after we just had a full year of Pete Alonso free agency talk, it's going to happen again. Where, is he going to opt out? I mean, if he's if we're at the All-Star break and he's leading the National League in home runs, that conversation is going to come up. Well, he's going to opt out. Do you re-sign him? Do you re-sign him? Do you re-sign him?
Or do you trade him?
You don't trade him. They better be close to first place.
Yeah, I hope they are. But the point is that right now it's game on. It's game on for the Mets. They're pretty much finished with everything that they're doing. They're going to go into spring training with a full roster. Hopefully everybody's happy. Everybody's motivated. And really, they still have to do it on the field. They got to come up in the clutch like they did in the second half of the season. And hopefully they can build on all of the positivity that we took out of last year. I mean, I kind of feel like that's where the Knicks were last year. They fell apart at the end because they got injured. But we fell in love with the team because of the effort that they gave. And then they went out and they added Karl Anthony Towns and Mikal Bridges. And the next thing you know, you think you have a potential championship team. Now, whether it's not enough to get over Boston or Cleveland or maybe Oklahoma City, that's yet to be seen. But they added to their team just like the Mets have added to their team. And they kept some of their guys that we as Met fans really, really wanted. And one of those guys is the polar bear. And I know this sounds ridiculous, but I'm really happy for that 10 to 15-year-old fan who loves this guy and has his jersey and brings the signs to Citi Field. I mean, I am happy for those kids because when they wake up and go to school this morning, they're going to find out that their favorite player is back on their favorite team. And I remember those days as a kid when Tom Seaver was effing traded and how demoralizing it was. And I know that's a part of it. And I know it may sound sappy, but the little kid in me feels great for the younger Met fan.
There's still a Boomer Esiason inner child in there somewhere?
I refer back to it many times, Gio, when I'm speaking about my teams that I root for.
Man.
And watching my Rangers come back and beat the Bruins last night. I mean, it was so I'm so satisfied this morning.
Yeah.
I'm like, I want more, of course. But this morning I come in here And of course, last night there's the Pete Alonso signing, but there's a Chris Kreider sighting that was an unbelievable goal. There's a Vinny Trocheck goal. There's a Panarin goal. That's the 3 stars of the team.
The overhit, by the way, the overhit. I set the over at 6:05:30 for the first Ranger reference, and you actually went 6 minutes past that.
You didn't see Chris Kreider's goal last night. It was a shorty, and it was unbelievable. I mean, like the things that he had to do in order to get this goal is everything that Chris Kreider is for a New York Ranger, and has been. The speed, the ability to take the puck off the skate, and then score a shorthanded goal, which we've seen a lot of.
And show killer.
Oh, shut up. So I'm feeling pretty good this morning.
I mean, you have to be. I mean,
100%.
I mean, this is a, with a wintry mix that's out there and the winter weather, and it was just like I was asleep when this happened, so I woke up and immediately saw it, and I was like, all right, this is perfect. This is great. We got a feel-good Thursday on our hands before the Super Bowl. It's funny with all the stuff that's going on with this Pete Alonso signing today and the NBA trade deadline today and all the big deals that are happening, and Jimmy Butler gets traded to the Golden State Warriors. The Super Bowl's been on the back burner in the sports world. I mean, there's just so much other stuff going on.
Speaking about that, with Jimmy Butler going to the Warriors and a lot of changes around. Jericho Sims looks like he got traded to Milwaukee last night.
Yeah, it didn't look like
well,
it
he
happened,
did.
yeah.
I thought it was happening. I woke up this morning. I did see that it did happen. But the question is now, what are the Knicks going to do something else? Are they trying to do something else?
Yeah, I think they're going to try to do something else.
Valanciunas was already he was traded.
Yeah, but and the Lakers went out and made a trade with Charlotte and got a big man, so that Mitchell Robinson to the Lakers thing is certainly dead now. So you don't have to worry about that. It feels like Mitchell Robinson posted something on Instagram where he had like a cowboy hat and then also
Like
did not have
Dallas or something.
No, hold on. I thought maybe it didn't make any sense because there's no team in Nashville, but he had he had no jersey on. All right, so it's just a white tank top.
White tank top.
He had a cowboy hat emoji, and then he was playing Broadway Girls by Morgan Wallen on the top. And I was like, huh?
OKC.
Yeah, but I don't know.
I wouldn't be LA. I mean, that would be thinking like OKC more than anything else.
Yeah, but then like Josh Hart replied like he was happy that he was coming back. So I was thinking of that. I don't know. I can't. There's so much of this. These guys, they mess with people and stuff, and then they, Mitchell Robinson's one of those guys that's always put stuff on social media, and then I gotta look at it and I gotta decide if it's real or not.
I think guys like Mitchell Robinson just like to torment guys like us.
I agree.
Guys out here, for 4 hours, we got to have these conversations about these players and whether or not they're being traded. Are they coming back? Do they believe? I know you don't believe in him. You can't stand Mitchell Robinson.
Well, no. It's not that I can't stand him. I don't trust him.
Oh, there you go. Don't trusting him.
I don't trust him. Yeah, so here it is. Look, he's got no jersey on, right?
Looks good.
And then he says he's got the cowboy hat emoji and then the hook 'em horns.
So Dallas.
And then you got Broadway Girls featuring Morgan Wallen, which is Broadway is they referring to in Nashville with that one. So I don't know. I mean,
hook 'em horns and a cowboy hat would tell me the Dallas Mavericks.
And then
why would the Dallas Mavericks want him after getting Davis?
No, they wouldn't. I don't think they wouldn't. And then he said, "Demons back." Josh Hart. That's what Josh Hart said. The demons back. And then Mitchell Robinson gave him a heart hand emoji.
There you go.
So he's probably not going
anywhere.
So
all's good in the
So he just wanted to mess with everybody.
But trading Jericho Sims, is that because they're going to activate Mitchell Robinson? Is that why?
Well, it's a big part of it, yeah. I mean, and also it's an expiring contract, and they figured he wasn't going to factor into their future plans. So there you go. Another team sees him as a depth piece that they would use more than the Knicks are using him. So minor deal. That's what happens, and we'll see what happens later today.
Bucks make a trade. That was a big trade for the Bucks. You got Butler going to the Warriors. I mean, there's a lot of movement going on.
A lot of movement.
And it all ends today at 3 p.m.
That is right.
How much more is going to be happening?
A lot of movement. I think that unless Kevin Durant gets traded, I think we've seen the biggest star. I mean, it's Jimmy Butler and then obviously the Luka Anthony Davis deal. I can't imagine that we're going to get something else that's going to be earth-shattering. And Kevin Durant flat out said when the Warriors were asking about him, he said he didn't want to go back. I don't want to go back there. I don't want to play with that team again. I don't want to go back there. So that's when.
What's amazing to me is that new Phoenix owner, he's the guy that likes to pull the trigger on things.
He is. Yeah, the Michigan State guy.
What's it, Ispia?
Yeah, Ishbia. Matt Ishbia.
Yeah, he likes to pull the trigger on things.
Yeah, likes to shake things up.
The fact that Kevin Durant can't play with Devin Booker, is that the narrative now out in Phoenix?
I don't know who he can play with.
They can't play together? I mean, how many guys can't you play together with?
Right. You couldn't play with Russell Westbrook anymore, and then you couldn't play with Draymond Green anymore, and then you couldn't play with Kyrie Irving, and now you can't play with Devin Booker.
There's 5 guys on the court, okay?
Yeah.
You play one place, the other guy plays the other place. One guy is the point guard, one guy is the guy supposed to be the leader of the team, and every now and again you may get the ball in your hand and you may dribble it up. I mean, you can't play off of each other. It's one thing if you played the same positions. It's a completely different set. And Devin Booker's a hell of a player.
Of course. He is a.
And you can't play with him?
Yeah, I don't know. Kevin Durant to me is just an enigma.
Is it called ball dominance?
Yes.
What is it?
Yeah. Sometimes, there's not enough basketballs, as they say. There's only one.
Yeah, but play catch with each other.
Yeah, I don't know.
One is 7 foot. The other one, how big is Devin Booker? About 6'3", 6'4"?
Yeah, probably. You're right around there, yeah. Figure it out.
You can't play together?
Figure it out. But not our problem. We got a good team. We're focused. We're ready to go.